As we're covering Buggy's side cover story arc, I thought this would be a fitting drawing to put up that I made of him quite some time ago now. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook for more. One Piece, Buggy's crew after the battle. Well, hello and welcome, my brothers and sisters of the Nerd Nation. I, as always, am Jim, here to bring you another kind of review slash recap on the much talked about Buggy's crew after the battle cover story arc. These are really genius the way they were put together by Oda, and I'm just going to kind of go through as we flash up the 30 covers that covered between chapter 35 and 70. There was a couple of them that didn't pertain to Buggy's crew, but without further ado, we'll get right into it here. So Buggy has been stranded on a deserted island without his chest and upper parts of his arms and legs, which he lost during his battle with Luffy. He manages to escape the deserted island he was launched onto, but only to end up on another one, a different island. He's desperate for food, starving, and he attempts to catch a small bird for a meal, only to end up being hunted by its much, much larger parent. These are very comical in the way they're drawn and done, and I really enjoy them. But Buggy tries to catch it with a trap, but the giant bird sees through it and has Buggy for lunch. Starts cooking him up in a pot, only to decide that Buggy tastes bad and then spits him out. We then go to the next one, where Buggy finds himself on yet another island, this time with strange creatures on it. Could this be the familiar island that Luffy, Zoro, and Nami were just on? It actually is. Gaiman appears, and the two end up fighting each other. They do end up becoming friends, though, and I think it's just because of the fact that they're both a bit weird. and Buggy departs then on another raft, a little kind of homemade-looking raft, but once again ends up in trouble. And this time it's a huge sea crab that gets him. He's saved from the giant crab, though, that's attacking him by a beautiful, mysterious woman, which I'll talk about later after I'm done reading this kind of recap that I put together. Finding out that she's also looking for Luffy, the two decide to join forces. Now, meanwhile, while this is all happening, the rest of Buggy's crew, after kind of picking up and collecting the rest of his body parts and being chased out of Orangetown, they all regroup on another island. After holding a service for their captain, because they think he's dead, of course, Moji and Kabaji wind up dueling, fighting for the position of new leader. Now, the two are so evenly matched that the fight goes on into the night and actually continues for 12 hours as the other Buggy pirates wind up going to sleep. They kind of get tired of it. Richie the Lion has a dream where he's a sea captain fighting a monster and knocks out Moji and Kabaji while he's sleepwalking. Again, these are kind of comical and a little bit campy, but I really find them genius the way they're all tied together. When Richie wakes up, he finds that he has been named captain of Richie's pirate crew. Unfortunately, the pirates, minus the knocked out Moji and Kabaji, wind up being quickly captured by this island's natives, the Kamadi tribe. At this time, Buggy and the mysterious Beauty spot Buggy's ship, the Big Top. They wind up landing on the island, and then the duo, the two, they wind up finding the unconscious Moji and Kabaji. While this is all taking place and transpiring, the Kamadi tribe prepare to cook the Richie pirates and wonder what to do with Buggy's spare parts, right? All of a sudden, the parts suddenly spring to life and begin to attack the natives. Is it a miracle? Not really. It's Buggy, now complete, because obviously he was close enough to his body parts, so we know that's how this devil fruit works. He has to be close enough to them to pull them back together. So basically, with Buggy complete, his revived officers, and the mystery woman, these four easily beat the Kamadi tribe, and Buggy's pirates wind up being restored. This particular cover story spans 30 separate covers, which were all shown here. Hope you enjoy. So that's the Buggy's crew after the battle, kind of wrapped up in a nutshell description of what happened. It really is kind of cool, and like I was mentioning, I think genius the way it has been put together, especially because a lot of you have alluded to the fact that many of these cover stories develop side characters that are then reintroduced or shown again later on, so we kind of see what's going on. And just the way everything ties in, even though some of it was very comical in nature, the way everything kind of ties in with with the island of the mysterious animals where Gaiman is on, and just a number of other things that are really kind of cool, that I enjoy seeing. Just kind of being able to see, Moji and Kabaji again, and then them tangling and going at it, and then of course Kabaji, or I'm sorry, Richie, knocking them out in his dream, dreaming about fighting this sea monster. So, my prediction for, and someone kind of confirmed this for me, was I wasn't sure who the mysterious beautiful woman was. The pants looked familiar though, however, the outfit and the striped pants. And so I wound up guessing, because someone had said, well, you've seen her before. And I said, well, the only person that we've really seen before would be old Iron Mace Alvida. And then somebody had said, well, yeah, that's her. And I mean, listen, my personal take on it, I don't know how much time has passed since chapter 2 when Luffy did encounter Alvida and wound up knocking her out. But I mean, listen, man. I mean, I guess Weight Watchers must be a miracle. You know what I mean? Like the saying, the slogan, there must be something to it. You give us a week, we'll take off the weight, because she was just this big. I mean, this looks like what maybe Iron Mace Alvida ate for lunch. Okay, because this is a much thinner, nicer looking, slender, bustier, type of beautiful character. And it looks as if she's just, wearing pieces of Alvida's clothes. So anyway, I don't know what the whole deal is with that. I don't know if she had some kind of magical, weight loss program that she was working on. She just started exercising because after Luffy knocked her out, and Kobe basically said, you're a big fat slob. That maybe that triggered something in her head. I'm not really quite sure. And I don't know how this is all going to tie in to later on, but I'm certainly excited to see that. And like I said, it was just kind of neat to go and to see and to tie all this in. And I really appreciate all the different interactions and, from everyone. So I guess that will wrap it up. And, we don't want this one to go too long here, but, this was certainly something I've been meaning to get around to doing for a while. And I know that it ended, this cover arc ended at chapter 71. So, about 20, 25 chapters ago from where I'm at as far as doing the reviews. However, when you're doing 2 reviews a day, and I have several other things going on too, even though that's only about, a week or 2 old, I understand that we want to make sure that we get this up and make sure that it's up while it's relevant, and then we talk about it. So please feel free to leave your comments and thoughts on what you think about the cover arc. And obviously some of you that are caught up on One Piece kind of know 720 chapters into it now, what some of these cover arcs really mean and how many of them are actually significant. Like I said, I certainly think it's kind of genius how it's done, and it's definitely Oda definitely has a vision. He has a vision. It's not a narrow vision. He definitely has vision of kind of, and it encompasses everything. It's kind of like with I can compare it to like Star Wars. George Lucas, although he screwed things up down the line, when he originally envisioned Star Wars, he envisioned not just these 3 movies and the characters within them, he envisioned an entire universe. He came up with backstories for different characters, races, planets, and that's what I can really try to compare this to on that level, because it really seems like with these cover stories and just some of the other things that tie back into and some of these different, one-shot deals, and it just really seems like he didn't just create a story about Luffy wanting to become king of the pirates. He created a whole world and all its inhabitants, its races, its areas, its locations, and Luffy just happens to reside in that world. So I really, really think it's very cool and it's very genius. And should he ever decide to finally end One Piece or end Luffy's story of One Piece, I think it's such a rich, detailed world that you could literally have infinite spin-offs from different characters and different character lines and things like that and plot points. Or even do something where 50 years later, and it's the descendants of some of the characters that were maybe in the original One Piece. So I definitely think that he did the right thing and he created not just a masterpiece but a universe, a whole world that's vibrant and rich with characters and color and life and details and backgrounds and history. So we will look forward to catching you in the next one, Nation.
As always, thanks for watching, brothers and sisters, and remember, join the Nerd Nation. It's the right thing to do. Trust me. Tell them Jim sent you.